The final home game of any college football season is cause for celebration. Senior Day, a perfect way to celebrate and remember all of the accomplishments of this group of leaders. Welcome to Corvallis, Reser Stadium, home of the Oregon State Beavers. As we'll see, the winners of 3 straight, the Colorado State Rams, squaring off with another team from the Pac-12, the Oregon State Beavers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollock, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. And the Beavers will put toe to leather and we'll get started. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So Colorado State's offense will dial up the first ball plays in this one. And David, they've got a receiver that if he is able to command some extra attention, it could really help get this offense going.
Nah, and you need that playmaker out wide. That guy makes the whole thing go, right? Having a guy, if you want to play man-to-man coverage, he's going to beat you. And he's shown the ability to do that sometimes for this offense. And he's a guy that has the defense's attention.
Yeah, I don't think this guy's winning the Biletnikoff Award necessarily, but you're right, David. When he's one-on-one, he should be able to win those matchups. And based on how he's played this season, this quarterback should feel really good and really confident when he throws his way.
And they're able to make the tackle.
Well, this is an offense that prides themselves on running the football. They do it a lot of different ways. Here we are in the first quarter. You're already seeing the option. And this is a quarterback who is so dangerous. When the defense allows him to keep the football, the defense has got to be sound with their assignments for the rest of this game.
And the Rams have it with a 1st and 10. They're going to ride this running back. He stopped after getting a yard out to the 30.
Well, it's clear the coaching staff had a little conversation before this drive, and they said, we have got to run the football. All 4 plays of this drive so far have been runs, and they're taking a bit of an attitude shift here. They want to be physical, and they want to pound the defense into submission.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
It'll take some work to get to the sticks. It's 3rd and long from the 30. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there. The Rams will send out the punt unit. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. No return coming here as he signals for the fair catch and makes it right around the 30-yard line. The Beavers offense will have its first possession of the game. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Found a little space, and he's got forward to the 35. Let's take just a second here and look big picture for Oregon State. It can be a little bit tricky to balance that high school recruiting, transfer portal recruiting for some of the non-traditional powers. But when they're grabbing linebackers like this guy, you know they're doing the right thing.
Absolutely, and there's nothing tricky about that, right? Like, recruiting high school players is essential. Transfer portal is good to supplement, but getting a guy like this that can run at the linebacker spot, it can upgrade your roster immediately.
Catch in the middle, it's Durant. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Working that left side. Chopping up this defense, and they've got it all the way down to the 23. The Beavers headed quickly to the line.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Hit a little speed bump on this drive. It's 2nd and 12. Looking to fire. They're working that left side. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. Ball's at the 24, a lot of confidence in their kicker from here, but they'd love to take it off of his foot and convert the first down. Makes the catch. That'll be enough to give them a 1st and goal from the 10. He unleashed that one. Some serious spin rate, some revolutions on that one.
You want to talk about velocity? How about the arm talent this kid has? I love watching him throw these curl routes. He's in rhythm, he takes his steps, and man, when he decides to pull the trigger, watch out.
Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Oregon State.
And the running back was not going to be denied on that play. He had a hole, he saw it, he put his foot in the ground, and that was pay dirt.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. A 70-yard touchdown drive, and they finish it off with the score from the 4. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Guys, we'll have another peek at this Rams offense. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. They'll run it behind the big guys on the left. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
The give on the option. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs.
This offense has to get this guy the ball in as many ways as possible. He showed you all of his tools on that last play.
And this one will be stopped for no gain. Boy, there wasn't much room to wiggle for that running back there.
None at all. Great job by the defense getting in the backfield quickly, closing up all the holes, nowhere to run.
Give to the single back. Got behind those pads and picked up 3 out to the 35.
I like the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know we only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game too. So keep handing it off to this guy. Let him see what he can do. And when the defense gives you the look to hold the football and then finally throw it, that's when you take advantage.
That's the end of the period, and Oregon State has the lead. We've put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on third down. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Oh, you know what time it is when the defense gets that stop on third down. Fist up in the air. Nice job getting to the quarterback, putting some pressure on him, hitting him, forcing the incompletion. Fourth down, baby.
Finds his big tight end. And it's a first down. They'll mark it at the 44.
And they're showing you their intentions early in the game. It's fourth down, you're in your own end. We're going to be aggressive, and we're not just going to do this early. We're going to do this all game long. Awesome execution on a critical down.
How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Plenty of work to do here on second and long. The pull and throw off the RPO. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there.
Trying to throw the wide receiver screen to pick up that first down, but the defense just too much speed getting to the ball carrier on that one.
And the Rams are at the line trying to move the sticks on third and short. Wide receiver comes in motion. Out of the shotgun on third down. That'll be enough for the first down as they stop him at the 43-yard line.
And the defense brought the blitz on third down, trying to see if they could rattle the quarterback. But how about the poise? He knew where his answer was. He didn't panic or freak out. He just went through his progressions, picked up the first, and we got a fresh set of downs.
Looking to throw on first down. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
This offensive line's got to do a better job. I mean, he doesn't even have time to go through his progressions. You got to give your QB some time. You got to make him feel comfortable. They didn't. They got in there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
They just blew through that offensive line. It's a 4-yard loss.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time. Offensively, the defense coming up with a huge negative play.
It's 4th and 8, and never a hesitation. They'll go for it. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Converts on 4th down, and he's still going. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that 4th down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
Knocked down at the 27 after a pickup of 5. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Motion from the back. Give to the fullback. And he doesn't find much running room. A short gain on the play. The Rams are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. They'll try to run for it. Just nowhere to go against this defense to find that single yard he needed on 3rd down. Now on 4th down, they'll settle for a field goal try. The holder's going to line it up right at the 30. This will be a 40-yard field goal attempt. And he missed it. No good. And they couldn't cut into the lead. It's still a 7-point game. Oregon State has it back, and here comes the Beaver offense. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. And they've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
All right, defense, that's what we can't do. We can't give up this many chunk yards on the ground. Got to commit more guys to the line of scrimmage. Got to get those running backs on the ground. That's way too easy.
He's got an open man. And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45. The Beavers with the 1st and 10. Looking downfield on first down. Complete to the left. Off and running. Touchdown, Beavers! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, gets you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Colorado State takes over. The Ram offense returns to the field. Getting late here in the first half, they'll have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And the offensive play caller here has to really be dialed in. It's important down 2 possessions, Dave, that they're able to score some points. So you got to call your best stuff in this 2-minute situation.
And such a...
Turning it on! That may not look like a huge run, but they'll take it as it gets them up to the 24. And the Rams with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Goes to the option. He's going to lose a yard on that one. short, hoping to keep the drive alive. He'll ride his man on the option. Now the toss. At the 35, he's got room. Knocked out of bounds at the 46 after the good pickup on that one.
These offenses are so hard to stop when you run the option because they play the quarterback well. They get it to the running back. The defense looks pretty good, but third and short, they get the yardage they need, and they move the sticks.
Now on the option. Right there to stop him, and that'll be a loss of 3. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And the Rams now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. On the option. He can't corral the pitch. The ball's on the ground.
Woo. Deep breath, right, man? You fumble that thing, you cough it up, you're like, oh, I really appreciate you, brother. I can't tell you how much I thank you because the coaches would have been all over me, but big-time break for the offense.
Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. They'll run the option. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. They'll run the option. He'll toss it. He's knocked out of bounds, and he still had a long way to go, and it'll be a turnover on downs. First half in the been good for this team if this one had gotten rained out because they lost badly.
Yeah, not a lot to be too proud about in this one here. Good news is you get to go back to the drawing board. You get to go.
Stadium, home of the Miami Hurricanes. As we'll see a team from the American, the Boston College Eagles, squaring off with another team from the American, the Miami Hurricanes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Boston College lined up, ready to kick off and get things going. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. So Miami's offense will go on the attack first. And David, they've got a guy outside that has a lot of potential, but he has to prove that he can be a go-to guy.
No, 100%. They are going to have to depend on him to make plays, to consistently catch the football, to make those one-on-one matchups, make the defense really pay when they choose to do that. I think he's the guy that can do that in spurts, Jesse.
Yeah, he doesn't terrify this defense. We know that, having talked to the defensive staff going into this game, but they have seen him flash before on film. They know he has the ability to make the wow play. For them to win this game, though, you get the sense he's going to have to make a few of those for this offense.
Didn't take long to need a clutch play on the opening drive. It's 3rd and 7. From the gun, wants to pass. Trying to escape and get it himself. At the 40, there he goes. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit.
And usually when a QB takes off and scrambles, it's because the defense didn't do a great job keeping lane integrity, not keeping him in the pocket, letting him get outside, and then he can do damage. And it's the next play that you have to play instead of this just the original pass. So defense has got to do a better job keeping that guy in the pocket.
And after that long completion for the first down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
Under fire. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down. Back to pass. This one's complete. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there. The Hurricanes come to the line in the hurry-up. To the ground to try to pick up the first. Working their way closer and closer. A 3rd down conversion, and they've got it at the 26.
One of the coolest things I love about football is the strategy. Like, First drive, what are they going to line up in? What are they going to try to take advantage of? How are they going to attack us?
Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
This defense has the ability to get pressure on the QB from the edge. And that don't necessarily mean from defensive ends, but from the outside linebackers. These guys get in their sprinter stances, and they come off the ball. That outside linebacker showed you his speed right there.
So now on 2nd and long, you start to think just don't fall out of field goal range. They'll run play action. Works the middle. Jumped on top of the pile. 9th play of the drive coming up, but they'll have to convert 3rd and long to keep it going. From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads to the right. And they can't make the play on 3rd down. And the field goal unit is on the field. This might be a little easier if it were straight on, but a 43-yarder from the right hash. Absolutely perfect. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
This is a team that really prides themselves on starting fast. We've seen that before, and here they are playing at home today. Nice job on the opening drive. Lots of poise, good emotion. They don't get the touchdown they would have liked, but they kick a nice field goal. They've got the lead. Head coach has to be happy with that.
Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. So the Boston College Eagles offense will go to work for the first time today. And Jesse, they've got a running back they'd love to feature in this if he is able to answer the challenge.
Yeah, and listen, this guy might not be a Heisman finalist, but he can break off long runs. And this defense, David, they better be ready. They better pack a lunch, show up today, and try to get hats to the football. Because if you come out here with your B game, he can run all over you.
And it's important for this offense, too, because they need to have balance on offense. They need the ground game to get going. He's capable. He's shown flashes. We just want to see it consistently.
Here's a quick throw out to the left. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Rushes on him. Man, did he pay for it with that hit as he got rid of the ball. Boston College lining up to punt this one away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. And you make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Got his man downfield. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a 1st down at the 44.
Nice job reeling in that catch. And listen, when you say Miami Hurricane football, to me, I think about burners at the receiver position. Michael Irvin, Andre Johnson, Santana Moss, Reggie Wayne, who I played with in the Senior Bowl. These guys could not be covered one-on-one. And this dude here in this offense today, he causes the same kind of problems. Really, really good route runner. He always seems to get open.
They'll run it. Got some room in it to the goal line. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Hurricane. That was a lightning-fast drive that ends with a touchdown.
If you can string a few more drives like that together, man, we might as well get our popcorn out because we're going to get a lot of scoring.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, guys, wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in Conference USA. Jacksonville State is ahead in this one. This team plays a fun brand of football there in CUSA, but they're a long way from closing this out. They're up by a field goal over Rice. Conference USA tends to make its presence felt, and we'll circle back if anything big happens you should know about.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Going to take a shot on 2nd and short. And he will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. And
And the defense gets a sack, and that's going to be the big determining factor in this football game. A week ago, he only got sacked one time. They've already got him on the ground. If they want to win this football game, they got to keep getting after the quarterback.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Boston College will send out the punt team. That first punt was a beauty. They'd take another one just like it. He will signal for the fair catch and take it just inside the 35. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. They've built a quick double-digit lead now to try to get this offense really humming. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. And the Canes racing to the line in the hurry-up. Now the play fake. Here's the pressure. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Makes the grab. Out across the 45 and out of bounds at the 46-yard line. A big pickup here as they try to put together a scoring drive.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be, because they're now changing the tempo and going fast.
Got a man in the middle. Man, this sophomore quarterback unleashed a cannon on that one.
It's really hard when you get in those predictable situations. Defenses are sitting on the sticks. Receivers have to understand where that first down marker is. Heads-up play, nose for the first down marker. Get in there and get it.
Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Gonna look downfield again. Fires to the middle. Complete to the right. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Hurricanes will snap it on 1st and 10. They'll go to the ground. He rolls all the way down to the 5-yard line before they finally get him stopped. The Canes have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. He leaves it with his back. He's going to lose a yard on that one. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. The run up the middle, trying to power to the goal line. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. They've pushed it forward down to the 5, but now looking at 3rd and goal. Under fire. Lets it fly. Touchdown, Canes. Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board. They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here this Week 11 performance.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was, we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
He'll take the return, try to get better field position. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Boston College sending the offense back onto the field. They've gotten off to a... And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front 7 on defense, it's going to be tough.
Golden Eagles with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Wants to fire on second down. Trying to set up the screen. Looking for room at the 25. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29.
And first down for the offense.
To the air on first down. Gets it out quickly. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. The Golden Eagles in a good spot here with second and short. Pulls it in. It's Fuller. Still on his feet at the 45. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. This Boston College offense has it working. They'll move the wide receiver. Power football with the run. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. And the Golden Eagles with a second and short to keep this drive moving. The RPO, fire complete to the left. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. They're down to the 35 on 1st and 10. Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
Well, we talked to the offensive staff coming into this one. They knew going up against the top 25 defense with respect to sacks per game, they had to do a good job protecting the QB, but they have not been able to get that done so far. They've already now allowed 3 sacks in this game.
The Golden Eagles have put themselves in dire straits after that last play at 2nd and a mile. We've reached the end of the quarter, and Miami is on top. Man, that was an impressive and dominant first quarter. Let's take a look at the stats before we move on. This could be a pivotal moment in this game as we open the second period and they try to find a way to answer. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. Motion from the wide receiver. Going to sling it on second down. Quickly complete. Inside the 25. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the...
It's picked off, and that's number 10. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
And the defender makes a great read, breaks on the football, and makes the big interception in the back end. And here's the thing, that's number 4 this season, so he's finding the football consistently.
Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute it.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. He'll off one deep down the left side. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down. And the Canes will try to pin them back with the punt. Hauls it in at the 40. Little pressure on the coverage team there, and they'll stop him at the 47-yard line. BC has it back, and the Eagle offense returns to the field. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Got it in the middle. It's Fuller. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the 1st down. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. It's complete to the left. All the way down to the 27-yard line before they get him out of bounds, and this offense is threatening. The play action fake. Here comes the heat. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. They're dealing with a second and long. Wants to throw it. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first. An array of possibilities here. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. Boston College coming to the line after moving the chains. Looking to throw on first down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Second down, they'll go to the air. Grabbed over the middle. It's Fuller. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. They've started a pretty good drive. This will be the 7th play, but they need to convert 3rd and 5. Pocket breaking down. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely. New set of downs right on the doorstep for this offense. Wants to go up top. He's going for the goal line. Touchdown, Eagles. Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board.
The offense slips the running back out of the backfield. Nobody decides to cover him. My man makes the play. Shows off the hands first. Got to make the catch first. Does the rest. Walks in the end zone for the touchdown.
He'll try to tack on one more. And with the extra point, they close to within 10, down 17-7. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, your game is a big one, but so is this battle right now inside the American. East Carolina is down, but they are not out of it. Not there inside Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium. One of the more enjoyable places to watch a game in all of college football.
Wants to throw on first down. Got his man.
It's just a field goal game. They're trailing by 3 to Penn State. Ought to be fun, fellas, to see how things play out in this notable matchup in the American.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They go to the ground. Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4. The Hurricanes trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Second down, he'll throw it. Uncorks one. And he got a hand in there and knocks it away, incomplete. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, back up inside their 20. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. And the defense jumps on it, and they get that turnover.
You know, as quarterbacks, you've got to be good in the pocket. Even when things are collapsing and you've got guys swiping at it, you got to have 2 hands on the football. Didn't do a really good job with ball security there, and that led to the fumble.
And the offense is out on the field with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Quick strike complete. Touchdown, Boston College! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. When you're handed a break with unbelievable field position like that, you better finish the deal, and they did.
You saw the quarterback jog on the field. I think he gave a high five to every one of those players coming off that just put them in position to go score that touchdown. That QB knew this was a golden opportunity, and boy, he took advantage of it.
And with the extra point, they close it to a 17-14 game. They didn't have a whole lot of real estate in front of them when they took over possession, but they wasted no time. Couple of plays into the end zone. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. That last fumble proved to be costly as they cashed it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, and so this defense now is juiced. They're excited and ready to go. So this offense, David, they've got to get something going.
Yeah, those turnovers can be contagious, man. It gets you excited, and then when your offense takes it down the field and does something with it, this offense better be ready to play against a motivated defense.
Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30. And the Canes in the hurry-up. Takes it from the gun on 3rd down. On target. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. You say, why not throw it beyond the sticks? Sometimes you just need to give the punt team some space. Now on the return. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. Ready to fire from the pistol. Running back searching for a hole. Jukes his way for more. You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41. Out of the gun, the inside give. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. The give to the tailback. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Down to 2 minutes to play in the half. The referee signals for the 2-minute timeout. What will they dial up on 2nd and 8? A long way to go. Wants to go up top. Finds a soft spot in the middle. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37. And the Golden Eagles come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on 1st down. Firing to the right, complete. Breaks into the open. And he's brought down after a nice gain. They're down to the 20, 1st and 10. Using the quick game. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Looking to fire. He's got it on the run. He steps out of bounds, but not before he has enough to set him up 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. He'll run it up the middle, trying to pick his way to the end zone. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. 3rd and goal, and they'll try to pass it in. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. So they'll try the field goal and try to draw even here before halftime. Thought he had it and couldn't get it through the uprights. He missed it. And after the miss, they're still down by a field goal. And with time running out in the first half, they'll take the knee, content with the lead they have, and head to halftime. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, this matchup on that field there in Coral Gables, sign me up for another half. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. With that said, let's send it back to the guys in the shadows of South Beach.
And the Hurricanes will kick it off to start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. BC has the ball back, hoping for a party in the mods. They start this third quarter, one-possession game, and hoping to get an early drive going.
This offense is ready, and they're ready to take the field here and see if they can get something established. They don't have to change everything and reinvent the wheel. They've had some successes in the first half, so let's get that continued here on the opening drive.
Yeah, and I love getting that break at half to go talk with my coaches and pick my offensive coordinator's brain so I know exactly what I need to do to attack this defense, and I get ball first.
He'll keep it himself. That's a kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on first down. Finds his man. It's Fuller. He gets it up to midfield, forced out of bounds at the 50. The Golden Eagles with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Snagged out of the air. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33. Offense goes on the attack on 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Fires to the big fella. He is guided out of bounds, and they'll mark it at the 28. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Got some of the work done on first. Now let's see what they have on second down. Off play action. Quickly out to the tight end. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size. He'll go to the sneak. And the defense stands up this offensive line and stuffs him right at the line of scrimmage. He didn't get it. Going for the marker on the ground. Will not get there. A fourth down stop. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Got enough for the first down and wants more. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
Defense gives up the pretty big run. They get the first down, and listen, you got to reload quick now because this offense, they got their foot on the accelerator.
He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage. The Canes want to pick up the tempo.
Well, the defense didn't have a lot of time to celebrate that last big play because here's the offense right away back at the line of scrimmage, ready to roll again with tempo.
Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30.
What if I had told you this quarterback would be sacked at least 5 times in this game and yet still somehow would be winning? That's not normally how it works. You got to give the offense credit because even though they've suffered some serious negative plays, they've still been able to make some good things happen.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Firing deep. Oh, it's picked off, and boy, did this D need that.
It's all about making plays, and this guy's been waiting to make his mark on this team. He gets his first interception of the season, and what a momentum-changing play for his team.
Boston College sending the offense back onto the field. There have been a couple of missed opportunities for these offenses in the last couple of drives, Jesse.
And I think for this offense here, it'd be nice to hit an explosive play, be aggressive, and really pay off your defense's effort that last drive.
And instead of having to move the ball down the field consistently and then getting stopped on 4th downs, you're right. Create some of those explosives. Take those deep shots. Make those big plays.
And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. And they're able to get a 3rd down stop here. See if they go for it on 4th. So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. Has to get there to move the sticks. They knock him down, but they'll mark it beyond the line to gain, and it's a first down for Boston College. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield.
And there's no mystery as to why this team's losing today. They've given up 5 sacks. They cannot keep their quarterback upright. You just saw another example of it right there. He has never been able to get into rhythm throwing the football.
And the Golden Eagles now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Back to pass on second down. Get it out on the screen. Still running at the 40. They've got him now. He almost picked up that first down on the screen. The Golden Eagles come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. They'll try to get it through the air. Looking to the big tight end. All alone, he's got it. He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15. Boston College putting together a very efficient drive. Gets it out fast. Now the connection takes it to the 11. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. From the gun, running back gets the give. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Dances away to buy time. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
If your job is to irritate, to confuse, to hit, to make quarterbacks feel very uncomfortable, this defense is definitely doing their job. 6 sacks, that's the way to make the quarterback feel like he's having a hard day. He's had no response. This offensive line has no response, just a sack party.
And now on 4th down, they'll try a field goal. It's good. And it's a deadlock here in the 3rd quarter after the field goal.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Out of the chute, quick toss to the right. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. They fought tooth and nail through 3, and it is all locked up as we take a look at the stats. These two teams about to find out what they're made of as we open the 4th, all tied up. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. Back to pass. Caught in the backfield. It's Peters. They work their way to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 5. And the Canes want to move quickly.
I just love quarterbacks that aren't greedy and that aren't always trying to throw the home run ball, right? Second down, you're in your own end of the field. The guy you want to throw to is not open. Just find the back. He'll go do something positive with it. This guy is a weapon, and you got to find him in the passing game.
And the offense with a nice run, breaks off a little bit of run, gets a first down. Oh, and here they go again. First down, you've seen this. They like to go fast.
Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, what a spectacular layout and catch. The Hurricanes getting set on 1st and 10.
Man, I love those guys that are willing to put their body on the line, and he does it right here, man. Just lays out. That ball's coming in. You can see it from several yards out, making that play, laying out, keeping the football from touching the turf. Great concentration, great effort by the receiver.
And the Canes can really attack on this 2nd and short.
Yeah, And you gotta love those matchups. When you get a running back matched up on somebody else, it's never gonna be a...
And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36. If they tried the field goal from here, it would be 53 yards. They'd love to help the kicker out on third down. Bringing the heat. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Hurricanes decide to punt it away. They'll look to pin him deep. And that is textbook instructional video. Out of bounds right around the goal line. To the ground with the back. And he can't get past the 2-yard line, but at least they avoided going backwards. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the air on first down. Catch in the middle, it's Garza.
Nice quick throw there. It's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find a rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw. And you can tell that these two guys, they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here on game.
This senior showed some serious arm strength firing that one in for the first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Here's a heat. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7. Wants to go up top. That's caught. It's Fuller. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. Looking to throw for it. Fires on the run. Catch inside the 25. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. And he can't connect on the throw. It's incomplete. So now it's 2nd and long. Trying to make that rush think on the draw play here. The draw draws nothing except a swarm of tacklers. He's stopped immediately. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. 9th play of the drive coming up, but this one will be tough. 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires toward the end zone. Right through his hands. He had a touchdown and just didn't look the ball in. It'll be 4th down. And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulder. They put on the heat and they blocked it. And they got it. He's loose on the right. The 40. The 30. 10. Touchdown, Miami. And they've moved out front here in the 4th. They'll try to tack one more on their score. The extra point is good, and now in the 4th, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Hey, guys, just wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in the SEC. Tennessee is on top, but it's not like Peyton Manning or T. Martin are playing quarterback today, which is why they can't pull away. They're up by 4 over LSU. We'll keep an eye on things until the final horn in a game that could shake things up a bit in the SEC.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. after the incompletion. Back to the passing game. And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7.
That is now the 7th sack on defense. This offense cannot protect their QB. It doesn't matter if the defense is blitzing or if they're just winning one-on-one. 7 sacks. That's just ridiculous.
Now 3rd and long and trying to play catch-up in more ways than one after that earlier sack. He's looking downfield to throw. Unleashes it on the run. Intercepted for the 11th time. Bringing it back. They'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there.
What a game-changing play by this defense. Nice job. You got them backed up in their own territory coming out. Now you force the turnover, set your offense up with some great scoring field position.
Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but man, what great field position this time.
I mean, this is awesome. Like, last possession didn't go great. Now you're set up in an opportunity to get some points. Start thinking about what plays I like, Jesse, as I cross the 50.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there, David, and in this position, they like to take a shot right away and try and capitalize on this field position.
And he is stopped, not getting close to the end zone. Line of scrimmage still at the 3. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. 3rd down, they can't pick up the first without scoring. Swings it out to the flat. Touchdown, Hurricane! And they take it in for 6 more points. As they push that lead out, a really good opportunity to get back in the win column. The offense did exactly what it's supposed to do with a start like that one.
When you're set up with that field position, you're thinking touchdowns. You're not thinking field goals. It's exactly what the offense does. Takes advantage of great field position.
Getting set for the point after.
Is on for the extra point.
And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the 4th. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. BC has it back, and the Eagle offense returns to the field. From the gun, give on the inside. Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Fires to the wideout. And they can't make the connection. They couldn't connect on 2nd down. Now staring at a 3rd and 9. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, they're after him. Bought a little time, lets it go. Another incompletion on 3rd down. Down by multiple possessions. They can't come up empty on this drive in the 4th quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down. Converts on 4th down. Still going. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down.
I think if you're the head coach at this point, you're telling your offense, it doesn't matter what's happened up to this point of the game. Obviously, things haven't gone our way, but we have a chance to execute in a 2-minute situation and give ourselves a chance to win. Let's go do it one play at a time.
Boston College wants to play fast.
Well, down 2 possessions. Good news is you get the completion. Bad news, though, did not get out of bounds. You know right now, saving the clock, that is at a premium for this offense.
He stopped just a chain link or 2 away from the 1st down and sets them up beautifully here. Pressure coming. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46. Offense going to be challenged to protect on 3rd down after that last sack. Under fire. Going to try to get it himself. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a 1st down. On 4th down, going to the air. Makes the grab past the marker. He'll go out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. A big play as this offense in business. Wants to go up top on first down. Fires to the tight end. And they make the tackle, but the official has tossed his flag.
Holding.
They'll back him up with a holding penalty this time. They've spent most of the day backing them up with sacks anyway. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. Some belief in that running game as they pick up 5 to the 35-yard line.
The offense has a little bit of success on the ground, and they're up. Look at them. They're ready to go again, back on the line of scrimmage, ready to run another play.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Looking to fire. It's on target and complete. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. They'll try the run. He's stopped right at the 29-yard line, and it'll be fourth down. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. On fourth down, he'll try to toss it. Rushes on him. Pass is incomplete, but a lot of contact there. I think it's going to be pass interference and a first down.
Defense.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught it.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. He'll get that one all the way down to the 4-yard line before he stopped. The offense gets a quick timeout at this point. Every second is precious. Takes a snap, wants to throw. Fires into the end zone. And it's caught for the late touchdown. So how about this? Maybe we are set up for a finish.
Yeah, and that's step one. Great job by this offense getting in the end zone. Now you got to go get the stop. You got to get the football back. You got to find a way to do something to create a turnover, get an onside, to get the football back, to get back in this football game.
Here comes the two-point try. He's looking to pass. Scrambling away. And the quarterback goes down, but there is a penalty flag down, and I think the offense is going to pick up the first down. The defense was offside. They still need a touchdown and two-point conversion to tie, and they'll go for the onside kick here in the fourth. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Guys, you want to be productive here and not go into a shell, but you've got to take care of the ball.
Yeah, and I think you say productive. He's productive at this point in the game is running the clock and getting first down. So, Jesse, I can expect this defense to be aggressive, way up near the line of scrimmage, bringing a bunch of bodies, trying to stop the run.
And that's why it puts a lot of pressure on an offense, David, because you know if you do try to throw the football, it's probably man coverage, you're probably getting blitz that's going to be into a small window. It is not easy to execute in this situation of the game.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Here comes the offense on first down. The quarterback takes a snap and takes a knee. It came down to the final quarter. Clutch plays, guys delivered, and they get the close win.
Yeah, Reese, big-time players make big plays in big games, and that's what happened in this circumstance. As a coaching staff, David, you love this. You know that you have confidence in your guys to go out and be able to execute when it matters the most.
Correct, and you don't know until the games, right? You don't know when those moments present themselves. How are they going to handle it? Great job handling a close game, executing down the stretch like they needed to.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.